What's up, Jet fans? I just finished watching Jets Game 12, Falcons at Jets. Let's jump right into it. And there are two football sayings I want to say. One, a tale of two halves, as the both teams, but particularly the Jets, were completely unable to do anything in the first half, and then in the second half, points went on the board really quickly, and then also anything you can do, I can do better, because the teams just kept on, the Jets and the Falcons just kept on reacting to whatever each other team did, and basically mimicked them. Right, the Falcons. Or the Jets scored a touchdown, then the Falcons scored a touchdown. Um, and then and then bunch of punts, and then the Falcons scored a touchdown, and then right after the Jets scored a touchdown, um, the Falcons miss a field goal, the Jets miss a field goal, Falcons make a field goal, Jets get a massive special teams return to then make a field goal, once again tying the game. Falcons score a touchdown, Jets score a touchdown, then again, and then the end of the game, the Falcons, the Jets are supposed to run a 2-minute drive. They go 3-and-out, punt it. Falcons are supposed to run a 2-minute drive. They punt it, and then finally Jets score a field goal to win the game. So just a very close game on the field and points wise. The big stories going into the game was the Jeff Ulbrich, former Jets interim head coach and defensive coordinator. Um, he is the defensive coordinator for the Falcons. And then also Kirk Cousins is now the quarterback of the Falcons because their quarterback is injured. And so, we did just beat a backup quarterback, but Kirk Cousins is one of the highest paid backup quarterbacks probably in NFL history. Because truth is, he's probably not actually a backup quarterback. He should be a starter and would be a starter in at least a third of the team. So he would certainly be a starter on our team. That's for certain. And here are the numbers once again. The Jets score, I think it does not a representation of their offense. But the offense played well. You scored 27 points. But 7 of those points came from a super short field due to a muffed punt from the Falcons. And then obviously there were some field goals in there that the Jets got 2 field goals. So you can't give the offense all the credit, but Tyrod Taylor, he did seem to be a very competent quarterback this game, especially compared to last game. He played a lot better. Brees Hall had a good game. And so, yeah, this is, Tyrod Taylor. There were some questions last game, but he should probably be the starter going forward. Because he can actually throw the ball a decent amount, and the Jets aren't hamstrung with Justin Fields on the with Tyrod Taylor on the field, because they can throw it, they can pass it. So a good performance once again against a not very good Falcons team, but when you're a bad team, you'll take the wins wherever you can get. And then defense, and I could say the same thing about both teams, honestly. Jets defense in the first half was really good, and then the second half there were some penalties. There was just, the Falcons were able to score a lot, and you could say the same thing about the Falcons defense, because they held the Jets up a lot, and really all the points the Jets got were from short field positions due to special teams. And then in the second half, points just were coming off the board. And once again, I can't complain too much. I can't get too mad, because we did get the win. But you are playing Kirk Cousins, who's, once again a backup. But then again, you are playing against a team with really good skill position players in the Falcons. They have good running backs, and good, Kyle Pitts, and good wide receivers. So, the Jets defense, we tore it down in the trade deadline, so I can't complain too much. They are certainly giving effort. And speaking of effort, just once again, giant shout out to special teams. They won us this game. There was the giant kickoff return that led to a field goal for the Jets. the muffed punt from the Falcons. The Jets special team recovered, which led to a touchdown. And then Nick Folk, he did have a missed field goal, but it was a super long field goal. And when it was winning time, Nick Folk scored the field goal a walk-off field goal to win us this game. So couldn't be happier about that. He's was with the Jets for a long time, decade plus ago. And now he's back, and it's good to see him playing well and winning us games, actually, surprisingly. Oh, sorry. And just really quickly, especially talking about that final field goal that won us the game, what was going on there? Like, I don't know what Aaron Glenn was thinking, and I hate to get on him for a win. I think he cooked a good game, and once again, the team always responded. If the Falcons went up, the Jets responded basically identically and did whatever the Falcons did to tie the game again. But that final field goal, it really seemed like we were trying to lose. We got into field goal position. Tyrod Taylor got us into field goal position. And then we go offsides, and then so that then makes the field goal 5 yards longer, which a 50-yard field goal versus a 55-yard field goal is a big difference in the NFL. And then also with no timeouts left, we keep on calling we call like 5 pass plays in a row with 0 timeouts left. If Tyrod Taylor got sacked, we would, 1, be out of field goal position, but 2, we also would run out of time. And if he threw a completed pass and it wasn't, the guy didn't get out of bounds, that would have been that would have sent the game into overtime. So it really seemed like we were not trying to win. The tanking allegations, right? I don't think players certainly don't tank, but if Aaron Glenn knows he's going to be here next year, and I hate tanking, but if Aaron Glenn knows he's going to be here next year, there is an argument to be made that he was trying to lose this game, or it's just really weird. And I recommend anyone watch the final drive, because we got into field goal range, and Aaron Glenn kept on calling plays that if anything happened, if the play worked or if we got sacked, if anything happened except for an incompletion, it could have cost us the game. So it was just a really weird thing. I don't know what Aaron Glenn was thinking. It was like I'm not understanding what he was doing, so maybe there is an explanation that I'm not thinking of, but if there's not, it was just really stupid. And that is something that could get you fired, right? If Aaron Glenn was here for longer, 2 or 3 years, and then he did what he just did in this game and it ended up hurting the Jets and costing them the game, that you get fired in the middle of the season for that. So that was just ridiculous. I'm trying to be positive because we did win, but that was so many things with this team, that was just really weird. And that decision could have cost someone their job. And it seemed like we were trying to lose that game, honestly. But whatever. We beat the Falcons. We get to play the Dolphins at home. The Dolphins are supposed to be a really bad team, but their second half of the season, I think, is a lot better than their first half. But this is at home in New York, so the Dolphins like warm weather. It's in the middle of December, so hopefully this would help us out. And then there's a winnable game against the Saints, certainly. The Jags are playing pretty well, so I don't want to say them. But we could get 1 or 2 more wins this season and have a relatively respectable record, especially early in the season when people were saying we could go 0-17. And like I always say, I always root for the Jets to win. I don't want to lose just to get draft position. And I'm going to keep on doing that no matter who we're playing. If we're playing the Dolphins, the Saints, who we're probably going to be competing with a high draft pick with, I will always root for the Jets to win because I really don't think tanking works. But anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.